Hi, this is Robert with Line 6, and in this video we're going to be writing an Andy Summers style guitar tone for the Police song Walking on the Moon. To get started, we're going to tap the menu icon that's in the upper left. From here we can access our editor. In this view, we'll see our signal chain across the top, flowing from left to right. And we're going to start by selecting the right type of amplifier. So we'll click on the red amp icon to the left to pull up a list of menu options for different amplifiers. We know from our research that Andy Summers liked to use an amp similar to the 1968 Plexi Lead 100. And to load it into our signal chain, we have two options. We can either double tap the icon itself, or we can press the word done that we find to the right. We're going to need to re-EQ this amplifier as well as change the gain structure. We'll start by reducing the drive to about 15% and then pulling back the bass and adding mid and treble to keep it clean but really bright. The next thing we need to do is change cabinets, so we'll tap the word cab that's on the right. Before we change any of these parameters, we want to change the cabinet itself. To do this, we'll tap the gray cab icon that's on the left. This will pull up a list of different cabinet options. For the tone we're going after here, we want to choose the 412 Brit T75 option. We'll reduce the early reflections down to 10% and keep that 57 straight on the cabinet. At this point, we're going to start to add various effects and stomp boxes to achieve the tone. We're going to start with a noise gate, which we'll select at the top of the screen. There's not a ton to do here except reduce the threshold to about -80 dB and pull the decay down to 0%. And like all effects, we'll turn them on by using the power icon that we see to the right. We'd like to add in a volume control as well, so we'll tap on the volume icon that's at the top of the screen to the right of the noise gate. We'll skip adding a wah-wah pedal in because it's not needed for this tone, and we'll just go right to our first stomp box effect by tapping on stomp that's at the top of the screen. We want to change this to a compressor, and we're going to find that by tapping on the orange stomp icon to bring up a list of options for stomp effects. We want to select the red comp and either double tap it to load it in or hit done at the top right. We'll make a few minor adjustments after we turn it on using the power icon, setting the sustain to 10% and the level to 80%. The next thing we need to add is a flanger, so we'll start by tapping the mod icon at the top. We'll need to tap the blue mod menu list that's on the left. Select the Line 6 flanger and either double tap it or press done to load it in. Before we turn it on using the power button, and what we get with the factory settings. First, we'll need to add a tap tempo by touching the word note on the right. The song Walking on the Moon is about 144 beats per minute, so we want to tap that in now, and set the length of the flange to a whole note, and bring our mix to about 45%. Getting the right type and the right amount of delay is really important to this tone, so we're going to tap the delay icon at the top of the screen. Now we need to select the right type of delay, so we're going to touch the green menu option for the different delays on the left. We want to choose the analog delay that's at the top and double tap it to load it in. We're going to use the power button on the right to turn it on and see what we have so far. We need to pull the time back to a dotted eighth note, leave the mix where it's at, and just slightly reduce the feedback. Then we can reduce the bass to 40% and push the treble to 60%. We won't be turning on outboard compression or EQ, so we'll skip over that and move right to the last item in our signal chain, the reverb. We want a different type of reverb, so we're going to choose from the reverb menu button that's now on the left. And for this tone, a medium hall effect should do a really good job. We'll double tap that and load it in. Turn it on using the power button. We'll brighten that up just a little bit by increasing the tone. Now I'm pretty happy with this tone, so at this point I want to hit the Save Info button at the bottom of the screen. Here we can enter all the details about our new preset, starting with the title. Then we'll enter in any of the song information. Now we can keystroke all this in, or we can hit the Autofill Song Info button and it will automatically do it for us. And at the bottom we can enter in any additional tone info such as instrument type and pickup type, as well as any notes to make sure our preset is really accurate. The first step after writing a new preset is to save the tone to the amplifier remote. We'll do this by hitting the Save Tone button at the upper left. Once we have the tone saved in the amplifier remote, we can then share it with the rest of the Line 6 community by hitting the Share button at the upper right. By publishing our new preset, it allows AMPLIFi users all around the world the ability to tone match Walking on the Moon with our new settings. Thank you very much for your time. This is Robert with Line 6. Have a great day.